What is the worst notification you have received whilst someone else has had your phone? Ask Reddit and Reddit stories. Was showing my mum some cake ideas for my wife's 30th that I was considering. My wife texted me and my mum, for unknown reasons, got a full view of my wife's spoon with the caption, "Guess what you're eating for dessert tonight?" I tried to grab my phone back, and my mum went back to browsing cakes without skipping a beat. As I was leaving, my mum thought it would be funny to ask, "Would you like second dessert tonight, because I have a trifle in the fridge?" I nearly died of shame. Mom is a savage. While my friend was using my phone, my mom texted me, "Remember not to have sex with Thomas, he has chlamydia." Imagine if Thomas was holding the phone. I appreciate that she treated this so simply, as if you just had to remember to lock the door or to buy milk, you might accidentally have sex with Thomas all of the sudden. Whoops. This happened to my friend. I sent him a text of a wet cat and said, "Look at this wet pussy," while my other friend's mom was holding his phone. She just awkwardly gave him his phone back. That's what friends are for. A couple of years ago, met a guy from Tinder in a pub for our first date. Things were going well, we were having a laugh and flirting. After about an hour, I took out my phone to show him a funny meme, and up popped a notification from my new period tracking app saying, "Today's the day. You're ovulating?" I swiped it real quick, and I don't think he got a good look at it, but I was still worried he'd think I was some child-obsessed weirdo who timed my dates so random Tinder guys could impregnate me. I turned off ovulation notifications after that. Edit. And I was the sender once when I text my friend who was planning to break up with her BF, "Hope you're okay. How did Gary take the breakup?" When Gary was using her phone and hadn't yet been broken up with. "Sorry, Gary." So how did Gary take it? Very badly. They had been together for 10 years and he was completely blindsided. He was a very self-centered person, so the fact that his relationship was in tatters, they hadn't slept together for 2 years at this point, and his girlfriend was deeply unhappy, had apparently passed him by. Sounds like you did her a favor. Not my notification, but I sent to my best girlfriend, "You're right, future husband's dad is weird. And a little racist." And her future husband saw the text. Luckily he laughed and agreed with me. But I was so embarrassed that he saw it. Showing my aunt a pic when a text saying I'd fuck the shit out of Machine Gun Kelly appeared. We both pretended we didn't see it and quickly started talking about something else. Instantly had to Google this. First thought was Kelly was a girl, and that she was probably in some budget movie with zombies or similar. Was very wrong. I just pictured Kelly Kapoor with a machine gun. I was the one doing the sending. I moved to Japan a couple of years ago, and early one morning I was at a market and saw a tanuki statue that had the full cotton balls on display. I took a picture of it and thought it would be funny to send my brother a message reading "unsolicited dick pic." Then send a pic of the tanuki statue. Little did I know, halfway around the world, my brother was doing some late evening car shopping. He had recently been in an accident that had totaled his car and was in the market for a new one. He had handed the car salesman his phone, so he could show the guy the pics of the damage to his car, and the guy was looking through them when the words "unsolicited dick pic" popped up on the screen. My brother said the guy nearly dropped the phone trying to shove it back in his hands. Years ago I was working at an Apple store as a genius technician and was helping an older woman with her phone. This woman had to be in her late 60s, early 70s, as sweet as could be, and was having some minor issues with her phone. I think it was battery life or something. So she hands me her phone, and just as she does, a message pops up with a picture of a toilet full of shit, and the message reads, "How many times do I have to tell you to flush the fooing toilet?" Not knowing really what to do, I just hand it back to her and tell her she has a message. She takes the phone, half smiles, closes the message and hands it back saying, "Sorry about that, sweetheart, my daughter can be a bit of a bitch." What kind of monster leaves shit in the toilet? Border Patrol had my phone, and my buddy sent me a text in which he jokingly said something like, "What makes you think they'll let you in this time?" Or something like that. Oh no. Lol, did you actually get through? Yeah. I'll give you the backstory because I think it makes the whole thing a little crazier. For starters, my name is as seen here. Crossing into the States post 9/11s has had its moments, let's say that. Also, with my background come the typical jokes close friends will make, hence the text. Actually, I think my friend's text was in response to me sending out a general message to people that I was heading down to the US. But this time crossing, I had signed up with a company that pairs people willing to drive with people who need their vehicle somewhere that they don't want to drive it to themselves. Like snowbirds, who go between Canada and Florida, Arizona, California, etc. It was my first time working for them and I was going to pick up a car in Florida and drive it to Northern Ontario. I was flying down to Florida, and in the Toronto airport there is an American customs which clears you before leaving, rather than when you arrive. The thing about it was, I didn't have as much information as I would like to have had. I didn't know the name of the person whose vehicle it was, I didn't have the address of where I was picking it up. I had email correspondence with the business owner, but he was a little behind on providing the relevant paperwork. So in this case, from a border officer's perspective, I do kind of understand the rigmarole that followed, because you had a single mail with a one-way ticket to Florida, and a not-so-substantiated story about how I was going to not stay indefinitely in the States. I was directed to secondary inspection, which is a place I'm pretty familiar with. Except this time I didn't notice the signs about not using electronics while in there, because I was too busy staring at my phone. The secondary inspection area was just a room with a lot of empty seats and nobody else. I waited for like 10 to 15 minutes playing around on my phone when the door I had entered opened, and an officer who was probably preoccupied with something else passed through, noticed me on my phone, and was like, "Hey, you can't be on that, give it here." So off goes my phone with the officer as they exit to another room. A seemingly long time goes by, and another officer comes back with my phone, and my relatively congenial question period begins, where I have to explain, among other things, what the hell I'm doing in the States and how it works, why I might not get let into the States, as per my friend's text, which he must have sent while I didn't have my phone, and a joke concept I had saved in my notes app about smoking weed. But after all that, I did get let through. Arguably coming back with someone else's vehicle across the border was a worse experience. My mom was looking up stuff on my prescription app on my phone when a message came in from a group chat I'm on, a group chat named Pornographic Material. I turned Instagram notifications off after that. Edit. No, the chat was not full of porn, it was memes with some of my edgier friends. Not me, but a friend we'll call Bob. Bob, some friends, and I went out one night to watch a show in town. Afterwards, we decided to go get some drinks and decided to carpool. Bob's phone was dying, so he asked if he could charge it on the way over with the car charger. While it was charging, it had apparently connected to the car's speaker system, and, without a warning, the car read a new text message out loud to all of our surprise. "Hey baby, it's been a long time since you came in my mouth. How about we hook up tonight so I can taste that juice again?" Needlessly to say, he was mortified, and the rest of us rolled with laughter on our way to the bar. This made me laugh 'cause you can't help but read it in that Sola Siri voice. My friend made this fake account on Twitter and followed me exactly at the time my teacher had taken my phone away. The notification read at ANALFISTER6969 has followed you. I'm surprised there aren't more teacher stories. For me, that's easily my most mortifying one. I had this roommate my sophomore year of college, and we had a very weird close personal relationship. I was in my Spanish prof's office hours, and she was waiting for me at the cafeteria to get lunch together. Just before going in, I texted her and asked her to get me some fries, and then I turned off my phone. I was showing my prof my paper on my laptop screen, very much forgetting that I had iMessage set up on my laptop. I'll never forget the look on his face when a notification from my roommate came in with her jokingly saying, "I'll get you fries, but only if you sensually feed them to me while you call me daddy." Suffice it to say, that was my last time visiting his office hours.